All right. Happy Friday, guys, and welcome to House of Rhythm. My name is Sheena, and today is your 45-minute power yoga class. I am so excited to be here. Oh, my goodness. So much going on. Happy summer. It's actually that season, one of my favorite times of the year. I'm super excited. So much going on, so much to consider these days. So it's always a really good idea to kind of bring it all back here. All right. So today's class is a power yoga class. It's pretty much your basic, or not basic, but a vinyasa flow where we add in a little more strength building, a little more flexibility. We may even go a little bit faster. Some tools that you can have is a block or even a yoga strap, depending on your modifications, if you should need to use them or not. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Actually, let's just build up the energy. I usually start my classes with breathing techniques, which helps regulate your flow, your yoga practice. We can take a couple of minutes just to play around with that, but then we're really going to get into some energy building to get us through our practice. So find a very comfortable seated position. Go ahead and close your eyes. Once you do that, just go ahead and pay attention to how you're breathing. Notice if it's heavy. Notice if it's shallow. So in your normal breathing rhythm, go ahead and take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top for about 3 counts. And then exhale out of the mouth. 2 more times. All right, let's go ahead and take another deep inhale through the nose, holding it at the top for 3 counts, and then we're going to exhale out of the mouth. My apologies, out of the nose. Two more times. So as you can see the contrast with those different techniques or just patterns, whenever you're exhaling out of the mouth, that's going to cool you off during your practice as you build your heat in the core. And when you exhale out of your nose, that builds the fire during your practice. So you'll notice you might breathe or exhale out of the nose in the beginning of your practice as you're building the fire. And then later on, when it's time to cool down, you do a nice exhale out of the mouth. So let's go ahead and we're going to start in a standing forward fold. So at the back of your mat, go ahead, exhale, folding forward. The idea is to bring the chest to the thigh, but sometimes our hamstrings can be really tight. So let's go ahead and bend the knees and then just grab opposite elbows, hanging and ragdoll. Maybe when you're in this position, you shake your head yes, maybe no. Take the time here just to find your breath. Let the neck hang. No tension. All right, let's take a deep inhale. Exhale. Walk the hands all the way out to a high plank. Rolling forward, bending the elbows into the ribs. We're going to come to a low plank. Up dog, open up the chest. The tops of our feet are flat to the mat, arms are straight. And then we're going to push back to our downward dog. Once you're here, go ahead and Adjust yourself as you need to, palms flat to the mat. Your gaze can go towards your knees, or maybe it goes to your belly button. And here the idea is to draw the heels down to the mat. You're stretching the backside of your legs. Hips are high in the air. You're pushing the mat away. And now let's go ahead and walk our dog. So bending each knee at a time. Maybe you roll the hips a little bit, opening up a little bit more. And then we're gonna go ahead and walk the feet all the way to the hands. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, come all the way up. We're gonna come all the way up. Bringing the fingertips up to the ceiling. Open up the chest, back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, palms come down to the mat. We're gonna come to our high plank, low plank, up dog, and back to downward dog. And let's go ahead and walk our hands back to our feet. Exhale, folding here. Inhale, come all the way up. Fingertips up toward the ceiling. Back bend. Exhale, fold. Chest to thigh, crown of the head pointing toward the floor. Inhale, go ahead and walk the hands back out to your downward dog. Once you're here, roll forward to your high plank, low plank. Come back up, up dog, and push it back to downward dog. Let's go ahead and roll forward to our high plank. Go ahead and drop the knees down toward the mat. And then we're gonna bring our hips back towards our heels and just sit for a moment here. So I'm going to lead you guys into inversion, a headstand, to also kind of kick off the class to build up that energy. My ponytail, right? Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring your palms down to the mat. You're kind of in a tabletop position here. Arms are straight. Now, you're going to come down onto your forearms. And here you can keep your palms flat to the mat, forearms straight, or maybe you bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, creating somewhat like of a little cradle for your head. So actually, I prefer you do that. So bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, creating a little cradle for your head. You're going to lean down, bring the forehead or the crown of the head to the mat. Bringing the elbows a little bit closer to your ears. Go ahead and curl the toes under. You're going to lift the knees off of the mat. Once you're here, go ahead and walk your feet close as possible to your face, lifting the hips up. Now here, you can lift one leg at a time. Maybe the right leg goes straight up. Exhale, bring that right foot down. Left leg goes all the way up. Exhale, bring the left leg down. Now, you can do that one more time, or try to, I don't recommend kicking up, but gently pushing off of that left or right foot, depending on which leg you lifted first, coming up to your headstand. Now, you may be a little wobbly here, but just take the time to feel your body as you try to gain that balance. Maybe drawing the belly button in, extending the legs straight, gently aligning your body so everything is stacked. And that takes a while. It takes a little bit of practice to feel that within your body. If you're in headstand, go ahead and open up the legs. Wide leg headstand. And then we're going to bring the toes all the way down to the floor, coming up to a wide leg fold. Once you're here, let's go ahead and take our palms, bringing them to our ankles, and just do a forward fold here. allowing the neck just to hang loose. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing the palms down. Go ahead and walk the hands to the top of the mat, bringing the feet together, back to our downward dog. Inhale, bend both knees, look forward. Hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, fingertips toward the ceiling. Exhale, we're gonna come down to chair pose. So here, extending the arms out, opening up the chest, the gaze is in front of you. So let's just hold this for a moment. Sink as low as possible. Exhale, fold, chest to thigh, crown of the head pointing toward the mat. Inhale, lift, palms come down to the mat, and chaturanga. So we come to our high plank. Lower, up dog, and back to downward dog. Once we're here, let's go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. We're gonna extend that right leg all the way up. Now rolling onto the toes of your left foot, go ahead and push the mat away, deepening that stretch. Exhale, let's go ahead and roll forward, bending that right knee. We're gonna bring that right foot outside of the right hand, dropping the left foot, coming up to our warrior one. So when you're in your warrior one, make sure that right knee is pointing toward the right pinky toe. And then if you need to adjust the left foot so that the hips are square toward the front of the mat, do so. So palms to touch at the top. Inhale, lean back. Coming back to center. Exhale, go ahead and lean forward, releasing the palms and just kind of leaning over that right thigh. Keeping all four corners of the feet flat to the mat. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, palms down to the mat. Right foot goes back and chaturanga. Once you're here in your downward dog, big toes to touch, lifting that left leg all the way up. Again, rolling onto your right toes, pushing the mat away, deepening that stretch. Inhale, roll forward, bend that left knee, rolling forward, left foot outside of the left hand, dropping the right foot flat, coming up to your warrior one. Adjusting your feet, legs as you need to try to achieve that squared hip toward the front of the mat. Inhale, bring the palms to touch, and exhale, back bend. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean forward over that left thigh. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, palms come down to the mat. Left foot goes back and chaturanga. Once you're here, go ahead and roll forward to a high plank. Bringing both hands together, big toes together. We're going to roll over into the right side of our body for a side plank. For your feet, you can keep that left foot directly on top, or maybe open it up, bringing the left leg off of the right. Exhale, bring that left leg back down. Left palm comes back down to the mat. And then we're gonna roll over onto the left side of our body, extending the right arm all the way up. Again, your choice here to lift that right leg. Exhale, go ahead and bring that right foot and right hand back down to the mat. We're still gonna be in a high plank. Go ahead, bend the elbows, low plank, up dog, back to downward dog. Once you're here, big toes to touch. Extend that right leg all the way up and rolling forward. Right foot outside of right hand. We come back up to our warrior one. Inhale, open up the chest, extend. Exhale, back in. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, folding over that right thigh. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, palms come down to the mat. Right foot goes back and chaturanga. Once we're here in downward dog, big toes to touch. Left leg goes all the way up. Rolling forward, left foot outside of left hand. We're dropping that right foot down. We come back up to our warrior one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, folding over the left thigh. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, palms down to the mat. Left foot goes back and chaturanga. Once you're here in downward dog, let's go ahead and roll forward to a high plank and just hold this for a moment. All right, let's go ahead and push ourselves back to that downward dog. Bending both knees, look at your thumbs. Hop walkers into the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, chest to thigh. Inhale, come all the way up. Fingertips to the ceiling. Inhale, open up the chest, lean back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, we're gonna come back down to our chair pose. Once you're here, bring the palms to the heart center. Exhale, we're gonna twist, hooking that left elbow to the right knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, we're hooking that right elbow to the left knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold, chest to thigh. Inhale, palms come to the mat and chaturanga. So we'll meet in downward dog. Sorry, guys. So once we're in downward dog, let's go ahead and bring both toes to touch. We're going to extend that right leg all the way up in the air. And walk our hands all the way to that left foot. Once we're here, we are in our standing split. So you have some variations here. You can keep the right leg in the air, maybe test your balance by bringing your hands off of the mat. Or keep that right hand down to the mat. Take your left hand, grab a hold of the left ankle, bringing the chest into the thigh, extending that right leg all the way up. Or you can go ahead and do some kick-ups to handstands. So perhaps with the arms straight, palms flat to the mat, pushing off of your left foot, leaning forward, you come to your handstand. Or kick-ups. Try to do at least 3. So from your standing splits, let's go ahead and walk our hands out to a 3-legged dog. And then we're gonna roll forward, bring that right foot in between our hands, coming up to crescent lunge. Once you're here, go ahead and bring the palms to your heart center. You're going to lean forward just a little bit. And then we're gonna twist, hooking that left elbow to the right knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhale. Let's go ahead and come out of this by opening up to warrior two. Adjust the feet as you need to. Generous bend in that right knee. Right knee should be stacked over that right ankle. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Flip that right palm up toward the ceiling. Lift the right arm all the way up and over. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right fingertips down, come to the mat, left fingertips go up toward the ceiling. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Now we're gonna straighten that right leg, and then we're gonna rotate that right foot the same direction as our left foot for a wide leg fold. So let's go ahead and bring our hands to our hips. Exhale, fold. Once you're here, you have some options. Maybe you keep your hands at your hips, or maybe you grab a hold of your ankles. Or maybe you extend your arms all the way out, straight through your legs, pulling yourself through your pulling your head and chest through your legs. I can't do it because my braids are in the way, so I'll just stick with my ankles for now. This is actually one of my favorite stretches. So actually, I'm gonna reduce the distance between my legs so that I can pull myself under. So keeping the feet flat to the mat. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and come up to just a little bit, halfway, hands on our hips. And then we're gonna bring our palms down to the mat. Let's go ahead and bring that left palm to the center. And then we're gonna reach our right fingertips all the way up toward the ceiling for a twist. Exhale, bring that right palm down, extend the left fingertips up toward the ceiling. Exhale, do that one more time. Left palm comes down, right fingertips go up. As does your gaze. You can look at the ceiling. Exhale, right palm comes down, and left fingertips go up. Exhale, bring that left palm back down to the mat. And then we're going to go ahead and bring our palms to our hips. We're still in our halfway lift here. And then we're going to come all the way up. Let's go ahead and bring that right foot pointed back toward the front of the mat. We come back to our warrior two. Let's go ahead and windmill the hands down to the mat. Right foot goes back and chaturanga. Once you're here in your downward dog, let's go ahead and bring our big toes to touch. We're gonna lift the left leg all the way up. And then we're gonna walk our hands all the way to that right ankle. Again, here you have options. Maybe you keep both hands to the floor. Try to square the hips if you're gonna do that, and flex that left foot, drawing the belly button in. Or you can test your balance by taking your hands off of the mat. Trying to do that for as long as you can. Or you can go ahead and actually, you know what, my apologies, we should be on, we're on the right leg, my apologies. Go ahead and drop the left hand down to the mat. My apologies, your right hand. Oh, so sorry. Left hand to the mat. Right fingers to the right ankle, drawing the chest into the thigh, extending the left leg all the way up. Whoa, I got really confused with that one, sorry. Here you can also maybe kick up into handstand, arms are straight, and then just kicking up to see if you can get up there. If you do happen to get up there, just hold it for a moment. You might realize that one side is not as strong as the other. So if you're in your standing splits, let's go ahead and come out of it, walking the hands to a three-legged dog. Once you're here, inhale, roll forward, bringing that left foot in between the hands, coming all the way up to crescent lunge. Once you're here, let's go ahead and bring our palms to heart center, leaning forward. We're going to twist, hooking that right elbow to the left knee. And just hold that for a moment. Making sure the right toe, you're up on the right toes. Rolling forward. So when you come out of this exhale, we're going to open this up to Warrior Two. With a generous bend in that left knee. Shoulders away from the ears. Flipping that left palm up toward the ceiling. We're going to lift it all the way up and over. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left fingertips come down to the mat, right fingertips go up toward the ceiling. Inhale back to center. And then we're gonna straighten that left leg. Again, we're gonna rotate that left foot the same direction as the right. Bringing our palms to our hips or to our waist. We're gonna exhale and just fold all the way down to a wide leg fold. Here you have your options of keeping your hands right where they are, or maybe bringing your hands to your ankles, or bringing your arms all the way through, bending the elbows and pulling yourself through. Exhale, let's go ahead and come back up to our halfway lift with your fingers, hands to your waist. And then we're gonna gently come all the way back up. Now let's go ahead and extend the arms out, rotate that left foot back toward the front of the mat. Put a deep bend in it for your Warrior Two. And then we're gonna windmill the hands down to the mat. Left foot goes back and chaturanga. Awesome. Let's do this one more time on each side. Big toes to touch. Right foot goes all the way up. Walking the hands all the way to that left ankle. Standing split or jumping to handstand. Your choice. Exhale. Coming out of wherever you are, walking to our three-legged dog. Rolling forward, bending that right knee, bringing the right foot forward to crescent lunge. Inhale, palms come to heart center, leaning over that right thigh. We're going to twist, hooking the left elbow to the right knee. Making sure that we're on the ball of that left foot. Exhale, opening up to Warrior Two. Flipping the right palm, bringing that right arm up and over. Inhale back to Warrior Two. Right fingertips come down to the mat, left fingertips go up toward the ceiling. Inhale back to Warrior Two. Straightening that right leg. Turning the right foot the same direction as the left. Actually kind of making yourself pigeon-toed here. Bringing the hands to the waist. Exhale, fold. Once you're here, your choice, keeping the hands at the waist and just continuing to fold, or bring the hands to the ankles, or maybe reducing the distance between the legs, extending the arms out and pulling yourself through. Exhale, release, bringing the hands back to the waist. Inhale, halfway lift, and come all the way up. Extend the arms back out, turning that right foot forward back to your Warrior Two. Windmill the hands down toward the mat, right foot goes back. and chaturanga. Once you're here, big toes to touch. Left foot goes all the way up, walking the hands all the way to the right ankle, standing split or kick ups here into handstand. Exhale, walk the hands out to a three-legged dog. Rolling forward, bringing that left foot between the hands, coming all the way up to crescent lunge. Inhale, palms come to heart center. Exhale, leaning forward, hooking the right elbow to the left knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Make sure you're on the ball of that right foot. Exhale, coming out of this to warrior two. Flipping the left palm, left arm up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left fingertips to the floor, right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, back to warrior two. We're gonna straighten that left leg, turn the left foot the same direction as the right, bringing our palms to our waist. Exhale, fold. Options here to keep the hands where they are, or bring them to your ankles, or bring them in between the legs, pulling yourself through. Adjusting your feet if you need to. Exhale, go ahead and bring the hands back to the hips if they aren't already there. Inhale, halfway lift, and then come all the way back up. Bringing the arms back out to our warrior two, turning that left foot towards the front of the mat. We're gonna windmill the hands down toward the mat. Left foot goes back and chaturanga. Instead of meeting in downward dog, let's go ahead and meet in child's pose. So both of our knees pointing toward the outer edges of the mat, folding forward, extending the arms out in front of you. All right, so let's go ahead and push ourselves back up to our downward dog. I just want to finish off with I want to do balancing and hips, but let's just do a little bit of balancing. So go ahead and bend both knees, hop, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, fingertips up toward the ceiling. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a slight bend in our left knee. Then we're going to bring that, bending the right leg up. We're going to bring it up and over that left leg, tucking the right toes behind the left leg. So it's pretty much an eagle pose. Trying to square the hips toward the front of you if possible. And then you're going to take your right arm underneath your left, bringing the hands to touch, the palms to touch. Now lifting your elbows and palms away from the face. Exhale, release the arms, release the feet. Arms go all the way up toward the ceiling. Palms to touch, back bend. Inhale, back to center. Let's go ahead and do a bend in our right knee. Lifting the left leg all the way up and over. Tucking that left toes behind our right leg. And then we're going to bring the right arm underneath the right. Again, lifting the elbows and the hands away from the face. Also, try sitting a little bit lower here if possible. Exhale, release the arms, release the hands, reach up toward the ceiling, back bend. Inhale, come back up. All right, let's do that one more time on each side. So slightly bending the left knee, We're gonna lift that right leg up and over, tucking the toes. Now, if you can't do this, another good modification would be just to kind of kickstand the foot here. And then we're gonna bring the right arm underneath the left, lifting the elbows and the hands away from the face. Sinking as low as you possibly can. Exhale, release. Fingertips, palms go up toward the ceiling, back bend. And then we're gonna go ahead and bend the right knee, lifting the left leg all the way up and over. And then the left arm underneath the right, lifting the elbows and the hands away from the face, sinking as low as we possibly can. Exhale, release. Palms go all the way up to the ceiling and back bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Palms come down to the mat and chaturanga. So we meet in downward dog. We're gonna go ahead and hop forward to a seated position. So maybe crossing over the ankles, coming down to a seated position. Go ahead and extend the legs out in front of you. And then gently roll back onto your back. Once you're here, go ahead and bring the bottom of your foot flat to the mat, palms of your hands flat to the mat. We're gonna do a couple bridges here. So kind of tucking the shoulder blades in, opening up the chest. We're gonna bring our heels to meet our fingertips if possible. And then we're gonna push through the bottoms of our feet, lifting our hips all the way up. Inhale, lift. Some can interlace their fingers behind them. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Pushing that waist, hips, all that good stuff going up. Exhale, release. And one more time. Exhale, release. Now, let's go ahead and bring our arms out into a letter T. We're going to bring our knees into our chest and give ourselves a big hug. You're doing amazing. Maybe rocking to the left and the right, massaging the back. Let's go ahead and bring the arms back out into a letter T, and then we're going to drop the knees all the way over to the right side of our body as we take our gaze over to the left. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the left, taking our gaze over to the right. Inhale, back to center. And we'll do that one more time. Bringing the knees over to the right. Inhale back to center. And the knees come over to the left. So this is a nice spinal twist after doing back bends throughout your practice today. Inhale back to center. Now here you can do your plow pose by extending the legs out in front of you and bringing them up and over your head. Maybe bringing the feet all the way down to the floor. You can take the palms of your hands and just kind of give yourself a nice little push here. Try to keep a little bit of bend in your neck if you have neck issues. And if you're not in plow, you can actually go ahead and wrap your arms around your knees, or actually behind your thighs, do a few rocks until you can come up to a comfortable seated position. Same for when you're in plow. When you come out of plow, just do a couple rocks with your hands behind your thighs until you can come up to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. So once you're here and you're comfortable seated position, let's go ahead and close our eyes and take a deep inhale, extending the arms all the way up, palms to touch. And let's go ahead and bring our palms to our third eye in between our eyebrows. Such a great time, a great moment to be with ourselves on the mat. I am so happy that you made the time for yourself today. I say that all the time, but you just don't know how valuable well, maybe you do know how valuable it is because you're here. Yay! Let's go ahead and bring our palms to our heart center. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, my name is Sheena. This is a 45-minute power flow class. I always recommend after class because I don't go over it here in class, but to take at least 10 to 15 minutes to just rest in Shavasana. So laying comfortably with your eyes closed as you bring awareness to the body, the mind, the breath. You can also check out more of our classes at houseofrhythm.com, or you can check us out on Instagram. We have a lot of information as well on there. So I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and see you next class.